Hey there, subscribers 66. Woo, we're moving up. Hey, I just wanted to tell you that I had a subscriber ask a question about what is the recipe for making the vinegar. There really is not much of a recipe. There's just a few tips and things to think about. And so I just wanted to follow up and respond with a little video. So here is I think this is, I don't know how many gallons this is, but this is probably at least a gallon container. You know, you can see it's got a spout here. This is for when you're making some sun tea or, you know, something to dispense for a party or whatever. But it's made of glass. So you want a container made of glass, not plastic, okay? And basically all you want to do is you want to cut up your fruit. Or let me back up. When I made banana vinegar, I used this container. And what I did is I cut up 3 bananas because I don't eat bananas every day. And if I let them sit around, they'll just go bad. So I thought, why not just make some vinegar with these bananas and not waste them? So I took 3 of the bananas, I cut them into little chunks with the peel on. I didn't take the peel off. I cut it with the peel on. I put all of those pieces inside this container and I filled the water all the way up. You see the water is right here now, but I filled it all the way up to the neck, about maybe an inch from the top. And I just I didn't use this lid. This lid is made of tin. I didn't use this lid. I put a coffee filter over the top of this, and I put a rubber band around the coffee filter so no critters, boy, because they can find the smallest little opening and get in. So I put a really tight rubber band around there to seal it so critters couldn't get in. So they would make, you know, any gnats or whatever might try to land on the coffee filter, but they can't get down inside the container. You don't want them in there or it'll ruin everything. So you don't want to use the screw lid or anything. Put a coffee filter and a rubber band because you want it to breathe, because this thing is going to ferment and it needs air to ferment. So that's all you need to put in there. The bananas, cover it with water, put the coffee filter on. Now, if you want things to speed up, you can put a cup of sugar in there also and stir it up really good, and then put your top on, your coffee filter on. And then all you do after that is just let it roll, let it sit, put it somewhere where it's not in direct sunlight, like somewhere where it's cool, in a closet or someplace, but you know, put it where you're gonna keep an eye on it. And you'll find out, like within a few days, you'll start to see little bubbles coming up because it's starting to ferment. And it's really kind of a cool thing to watch. I mean, it's like a science experiment. So that's what I did when I made banana. When I made apple vinegar, what I did is, because I do eat the apples in the summertime, I'm munching on those, and there's never any leftover apples to go to waste. So what I did is I saved the apple cores, you know, after I ate the apple and, you know, still a little bit of meat left on it. And the core, I just put it in a Ziploc bag in the refrigerator until I got a few of those. And then when I got ready to make my vinegar, I just dropped all of those cores and peels into the container. Same thing, fill the water up and cover it with a coffee filter. Make sure it's nice and tight so nothing can get in there. And just let it roll. You can put sugar or not. You probably don't even need to put sugar. Just, you know, because the fruit has its own sugar. It's got enough sugar in it naturally to start the fermenting process. So I did that, let it sit. Within a few days, it start seeing little bubbles, which tells you it's working. The only other tip that I can add to that is make sure that your fruit stays under the water. Okay, because if any of the fruit starts to float on top and it's above the water, it can start to get mold, and you don't want that to happen. So there are some techniques for that, like putting water in a Ziploc bag and crushing the Ziploc bag into the container so that it pushes everything down. The problem with that, though, is you still need to have airflow for everything to work. So you don't want it to completely block off the airflow. But other than that, that's pretty much all you need to do. Maybe the first few days, if things start rising to the top, just stir it. Like if you put sugar in there, maybe the first week or so that it's in there, stir it up, just to get things all mixed up again. But for the most part, you're just going to set it and forget it and just leave it. And it's going to sit around there for probably a month, just doing its thing. And you'll start to see it bubbling all by itself. And pretty soon that bubbling action will stop. And that's probably a good time to check it out and taste it. Okay. Regarding tasting it, you don't want to taste it if you see any black looking mold, any green looking mold, any kind of colored mold. Don't put that in your mouth. It's probably something went wrong. Something was inside of your fruit, or something got inside your container. Okay. But if you just see some white kind of sediment, that's probably just after the fermentation, that's the leftovers. That doesn't hurt you at all. So that's pretty much it. So I hope that you try making your own vinegar. It's fun to watch. It's a fun to watch process. It's rewarding. You save money, and it's all good. So if you do it, can you post and let me know if you actually made your own vinegar? I'd really like to know. That'd be awesome. Okay, I hope this helped you. And if you have any questions, just post it in the comments below. And as much as I can, I will help you. I can tell you that there's so many YouTubers out there making everything possible. So if you Google it, you're probably going to get a plethora of information. All right, take care. This is Kizzy's Place. See you next time.